builders. Welcome to the channel where we're building our financial power. I'm Matt.
I'm Potter.
Glad you're here with us. It's Friday. We're doing our live show. And today we're talking about something fun. We're talking about something exciting and interesting to us. And I want this to be free flowing. Let's see where it goes. Let's talk about the cryptocurrency that we're actually in. If you're new to this show, Thursday we have a show where we sort of cover the basics. Friday we want to touch on this project that we're in. So, what is it, Potter? What are we into? What are we doing?
We want to talk about, drum roll, what is drip?
What is drip? What is drip?
Drip is, why don't you bring up the white paper? Because,
All right.
you know, one of the things that you'll always be told for any project is, have you looked at the white paper? If you go into any Telegram, if you go into any Discord, they're going to be like, there's going to be one guy who's there is like, look at the white paper. Mm-hmm. So, drip. If you go to the homepage,
Yeesh.
it's just click on Drip Network.
Is it not showing you? Oh, homepage. There you got it.
So this is Drip Network. It was created by a developer called Forex Shark. Excuse me for not doing this well. This is my first time really doing this, but there are a ton of other good drip influencers out there that you can look up if I do a real crap job. So Forex Shark is a guy who created it. And the reason I go at the developer first is because for these kind of projects, it's just important that you know the developer. You want to see that the developer has done things before. You want to, hopefully they've been successful. And you want to have some kind of pattern. A word that you'll hear a lot is doxed. Have you heard that, Matt?
I have, yeah. I learned that recently.
So doxed just means the ability to know who you are. Like they see your face and stuff like that because there's so many rug pulls. So yesterday, I think I told you guys that I was introduced to this from a friend, and this is the one that he introduced me to. And there's a short little story behind how he found it. So I
haven't heard this story, by the way. I don't think I've heard this story.
So nice. we were in this DApp, which is called it's called the DeFi application, DApp, D-A-P-P. And we just knew it was going to work. We just saw it. I mean, I found some old record. Like I had maybe $1,000, maybe $2,000 in there, right? And I didn't even think I had that much money then, in crypto.
Okay.
It all went away. So they were saying, hey, we just need to make this one final patch and then, everything will go live. And so my friend, he borrowed a great deal and put it in. But we had talked about principles the whole time. And so I was like, if I don't practice it, I'm not going to do it. So
okay,
I'm only going to put half in, right? So during it, like waiting for it, I'm like, oh my God, I should put more in. Short story, it got rugged. And the reason it got rugged was a white hat. So there's black hat and there's white hat. Black hat is someone who is definitely a bad actor. White hat is somebody you trust. They're working on your team. When they found this vulnerability that they were going to patch, somebody on their team exploited the patch ahead of it. They even tested it, by the way, before they did it. And that person on their team just disappeared. And because no one was doxed, couldn't find them. So my friend, he was wrecked. He said, it did suck losing money, but it was much harder waking you up to say, hey, yeah, it's got rugged.
Oh, yeah. I would imagine.
And so after it, I was like, well, you know what? I'm glad I followed my principles. I've still got half. Let's go.
For sure.
And he was like, I'm going to need time. Yeah. So he took a few days off, and we're getting to how we got to drip.
Sure.
So that wasn't his next venture. He was like, all right, dust it off, dust himself off, got on the keyboard, and he went into something hard. and that something that he went into hard dropped like a rock.
Dang.
And he was like, no. So now he only had a fraction. Sorry, I should have water here. He only had a fraction of anything. And he was like, screw it. Just put it all into this thing. It was like he was in a casino. He put it all on the line, and it just went ballooned. Not
Really?
a lot, but enough that he could say, okay, I got some kind of respectable little money. He didn't have a lot anymore.
Wow.
Right? So he just got, and it was like, you know what? I don't want to do this crap anymore. I'm out. And he found drip.
Get out of here.
And the reason that he found drip, because he was like, I'm tired of making decisions that are bad. I want to deposit something and not have access to it. Right?
Okay.
Because if I go on my own fear, if I go on my own beliefs, I'll pull out.
Yeah.
Right? And so drip is a deposit. It's a certificate of deposit, but it's a crypto certificate of deposit. By contributing money to this ecosystem, there's a 10% tax, but the bottom line, contributing this to the ecosystem means that the developers or the ecosystem, because the developer doesn't own anything, he can't stop anything. It's decentralized. For him to, oh God, I forgot where I was going with the decentralization.
You're good. Yeah, for him to have any control over it, mess with it.
Yeah, it's not that part. So after so the money is there so that you can, we'll edit that out. So the money is there so that you can, it's just a deposit. And so that they can use the money. They can say, hey, based on, you depositing this money, it's once in, that's it, right? Once you deposit, that's it. But we'll pay you 1% or 1% a day or 365% over a year on your deposit.
Yep.
We'll pay you daily, 1%. They'll pay you by the minute, but it's not economical to cash out for that. So kind of a long-winded explanation, so I don't know where I am because I messed up twice.
No, it's all good. No, you're good. It's all good. Keep going. So, I mean, you were talking about, your story and sort of how you got into it, why you're in it, which is, that was actually one of the things I wanted to cover.
Oh, yeah. So he went in, and when he started, digging around, he read the white paper, and he was like, this sounds cool. And so he was like, all right, I'm going to go in on this.
Yep.
And he did, until he changed his mind. And then he started taking money out and going into something else. Okay. But he was controlled. He could only do it at 1%. But if he did not find that, we wouldn't be talking about this. The next thing that he found, we'll be talking about that down the line, because that's how I got over to Phantom.
Okay.
And so when I was in this originally, he was like, okay. He was like me with you, Matt.
Okay.
Go here. Here's Absolutely. This. I couldn't do anything without him. So this is the white paper that really details everything that I just said.
Yep.
It's a good system, and for transparency's sake, Matt and I are in this. I will also tell you, so is my attorney, and so is my tax person. So that doesn't mean that you should invest in it, right? As that says, this is not financial advice.
Yeah.
We are not financial advisors. We are gamers. We are people who can do things over and over again. And we seem to have some level of connections with the folks in the right places to exploit the profitability from, crypto assets. Wow. I'm a consultant. Not only a consultant can say something like that.
Yeah, it's
give myself some applause there.
No, I like it. I agree. We can't hear that, unfortunately. But I know you.
I heard it. That's all that matters. God, I'm just saying.
I'll give you an applause.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. I'd like to thank the Academy.
Yeah, it's for me in like traditional investing, for my personally for myself, what I've always done. I've always been into ETFs. Like I've never been the type of person to go and pick stocks and watch stocks. And I know that, but no, I take that back. Basically, I've never been in a position where I want to emotionally invest and put the time into choosing stocks and studying this and all that. So ETFs have always been my way to go, just because it is, I absolutely have the discipline to put money into something over and over and over.
Hey, Matt, what's an ETF?
Oh, sure. Okay, fine. So yeah, basically it's a conglomerate of stocks. You're not buying one stock, you're buying a conglomerate of stocks, portions of numerous stocks. So I've just done that for a long time, and I like that type of investing in traditional money. That's how I've always done it. So with crypto, it was sort of the same concept, especially for crypto being so young and me still trying to learn, and a lot of the space having rug pull possibilities and issues. Like what we talked about yesterday, is it a bubble? Like, technically, yes, it is a bubble. There's a lot of good things, but there's a lot of bad things going on. A lot of bad things going on. There, you explained it to me yesterday. You said, basically you're in something that has landmines everywhere. So you have to be very careful with where you're walking. So something like a CD in traditional money, it does not get any more safe, consistent, very regular. A certificate of deposit is something very, very old school money. Typically pays a low % interest if you go look at a CD nowadays. But when I heard the term CD, certificate of deposit, slow interest, not 5 billion% in a year, that really attracted me. And like I've said before, there's a lot in the crypto space, and I'm not crapping on anybody, but a lot of the crypto space says it's mooning, it's going to the moon. Like, they're just, this thing, Drip, did not have this like shiny, holy crap, look at this, look at us, look at me. And that was very attractive to me, very, very attractive, because I enjoy continuously, strictly investing in something. So the concept of 1% a day, that's fantastic. And that's will not be seen anywhere in traditional money as far as a CD goes.
Traditional money, no.
And so that's what attracted me to it. Then understanding the tax system behind Drip, that's what attracted me to it. I say that with a caveat, and that just because we're interested in it, don't get into it if you know nothing about it. You need to study on it, do all that before you do
You
anything.
have to. You literally have to, because this is like a little bit of, this is crypto 10, maybe 301, and it's DeFi 101. Right?
Yeah, like meta deep into crypto,
Yeah. So, but what about the popularity of it? The popularity is, when I joined in July. I'm sorry. I joined in May, and I wasn't tracking the amount of users. But in July, when I did start tracking, there was 2,600 users, right? And there is 6,400, and it's growing at almost 1,000 a day right now. So other people are seeing it, and I wish that you had your Drip address. I was like, oh crap, we really should have had your. You know what? We'll put it in post-production.
Yeah, that'll work.
So we do say, hey, follow us if you want to contribute to the show. If you like what we're telling you, and you have the ability to already understand how to get BNB, and you can go through the steps of getting Drip, we'd like you to be in our downline. We're not going to promise like crazy airdrops, but there will be. That will happen. And with that being said, it's more of being a part of the build that we're trying to build. We're building something with this channel, and we're going to use that Drip account to help in that. So that was like out of the blue, so I don't know if that came off go.
No, it's all good. Well, and another thing that drew me towards crypto, and specifically Drip, was, and this is not to dive down the rabbit hole too much, but during my own homework, understand the concept in 1971 went off the gold standard, and my understanding then of like, oh, okay, got it. So our money was backed by gold, and then it was taken off of that standard, and then that's when I really started learning, intrinsic value and some of those aspects. And, again, I guess I say that to say, when I understood what inflation meant, when I understood what deflationary meant, and this being a deflationary coin, was a very interesting concept to me. So that definitely turned me on.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, drip is one of the things. Can you go back to the site and let's go to the faucet page, or the swap page, and then the faucet page?
Yeah.
This is very much finance. And you kind of have to understand finance. Like, so here's where, if you can go back up to the top. I need to see above our heads. I need to see the boxes, the little blue boxes for sell and buy. I need to see those above our head.
Sell and buy.
The blue boxes. You got two big blue boxes on the screen.
Oh, got it.
And one says sell and one says buy.
Searching.
It's right in front of you. The blue boxes. Blue boxes.
Oh, got it. I thought you were saying up above this. Anyway, got it.
Okay. Yeah, I just want those above our head. No, not the chart. Blue boxes. Yes. Thanks. So here's where you would, if you have BNB, here's where you would buy it. If you've ever heard of exchanges before, some of them have the ability to do this on those. We'll go over those, guys. Don't worry. You're very early in us doing programming. So this is a stretch. If you can get here, wow. But you can buy it. You can sell it here as well. If you do scroll down, we can show them the chart. So one of the unique things about the drip chart, can you highlight where it's where it was up there and then it dropped at its high point?
Can you see that?
Where the drop? Yes. So yeah, there you go. So what's unique about these is you can always tie this back to the supply. So if you scroll down and look at stats. Oh, well, if he was logged in, and we'll do that when we have the drip account, you would see that there's a supply here. And we'll go through that. I won't go through it. It's a supply and a contract balance. It is the supply of drip. Going back to my stats, when I first started, there were so many outstanding drip. I don't have wrong one. I started recording back in September how many drip there were. At the time, there were 127,000 that were outstanding. Now they're in the 30s. So what's happening is the more that the drip is taken out of supply, the higher the cost goes. Now, I used to think, wow, that's so ingenious, because I was only thinking degen, right?
Yeah. But
it was more than that. It was like, whoa, this is using the technology to do something that the financial industry is doing.
Some parallels.
The same way. Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah. So it just started getting deeper, the more I dug in, and understanding that supply component. If people don't have a reason to use what we were talking about yesterday on the show with utility.
Yeah.
You don't have a utility. It's like, okay, well, great. Supply goes low, it goes high. But what happens if everybody just says, I don't want to do this anymore?
Yeah.
Right? Well, now Forex has developed two applications that are going to take advantage of the drip, and it's going to depreciate or lower the amount of the supply that's there now.
Okay.
Just by automation. So it's just crazy. And we're going to talk about this like every Friday. But this is going to be great. And remember, this is not financial advice, guys. This is really just us, talking to you, and probably not going to listen to us anyway, but we really want to tell you guys we're not professionals.
Well, and so, you're talking about Forex, the creator of Drip, creating these two other projects. Is that creating utility for Drip, or There you go. So it is creating utility for drip.
Yes.
Gotcha. Awesome. Good. Yeah, like that is one thing that I have heard about crypto. So for some early projects that don't quite have utility, their goal is future utility. So and that's not a concept that came to my head initially. I was like, if I looked at whatever coin, I was like, does it have utility? No, it doesn't have utility. I'm not getting into that. But then understanding the concept of, who is the developer? What is their track record? Just like exactly what you were saying. And again, that's something I didn't understand first getting into crypto.
Nobody does. It's not intuitive at all.
Yeah.
Generally, people think of tokens like a stock. So I buy the token, I put the token on the shelf, I go play games, I come back 5 years later, oh my God, I have some more money. That's the way people are thinking of it. But DeFi is different.
Yep.
And so that's what we're teaching them.
Speaking of DeFi as a whole, this is just something that popped in my ADHD brain. If you, and I know this is a tough number to pull out of your head, if you had to give a percentage of how much rug pull possibilities are out there, what in your head and your homework, what do you think is out there? Like, if you had to be like 90% of the market is crap, 10% is probably good.
80% is probably crap.
Wow. Okay. All right.
If not 90.
Yeah, I was going to say 80 is a little lower than I thought, but
yeah, if not 90.
Yeah.
Right. I think that there will be some people who tell you, oh no, it's definitely like only 5%. But because I have so many things that are
you're in quite a few
doing well,
yeah.
I'm inclined to say, all right, maybe it's 80.
Yeah.
But I can tell you one of the things that we offer is that I've already made the mistakes. Right. So I understand these games. I can tell you, not cheat codes because there's no cheat code, but I can tell you, hey, here's the path and here's how to understand it, because I only have to engage your mind for you to engage on how to make this work. This kind of thing is not for everyone.
Correct.
Maybe you want some SHIB, maybe you want some Doge. That's your thing. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But it's not what we're going to be talking about. So
I was going to say, what interests you more, like big known projects and knowing that there's some stability with that? So like, Bitcoin and, some of the main coins, or the meta coins that are deep, that have that possibility of a rug pull. What interests you, Potter, more?
There's a word for it. It's called degen.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
Do I like a degen experience, which is, all right, so you're telling me you give me $1 and I can pair that with another dollar, and you'll give me 1,000%, or you'll give me a token worth $500. $1, baby. Let's make this thing go. Yeah, that's, I think, degen, because I see the potential in being able to make that $2 catch up to that $500 and surpass it. Okay. So to me, even as a dev, average dev, that's far sexier all day long. And
would you agree you see the long game, like your intention?
Absolutely. Yep. And the smaller the amount, the longer my game, which makes me happier. Guys, I was doing this with $26. I was doing it with $50. Yeah. Right. But my gas fees, or the transaction fees to make all of these moves happen, we'll teach you later, they were only like pennies. Whereas on Ethereum, to make one change, it was $50, $25, and then it became $100, and it became $200. So I have things that are hostage on Ethereum right now, because I'm like, I'm not going to pay
those high gas fees,
$200 to get out my $50 stake.
Yep. And I thought degen meant all crypto. So degen is considered more the deep meta.
DeFi.
Okay. All right. Got it. Right on. I like it. I like where we went with this. I
do too.
They're free flowing. I like it. I like that. If you want a more structured show up on Thursday. If you want free flowing thoughts and fun and us clicking around and being like, no, scroll down, show up on Friday. You got anything in closing? That was good.
No, that's all.
All right. Well, builders, keep on.
Too early?
So, yeah, a little too early. And builders, keep on building. I like it. I regret nothing. This was good. I enjoyed it. I did what you said too, to end afterwards. I didn't end yet. Now I'm ending.
Okay.